Okay, so I'm gonna join this conversation very quickly. This is the black creators making content for white YouTubers. Basically, like black people don't support other black creators. How can we say this? They don't. There's not that many. We don't have any black influencers because a lot of black women are too busy like hating on other black women. This is like if you look at any of the like commentary channels that blow up on here, you could see like Troy's TV, that's one. If you actually watch the content of those videos, every single one is about like how some black woman had a tragedy and he's like just covering the tragedy. It's like the Medea phenomenon of all of it. Like they're all just looking for the most dramatic story. Like look at the shade room. The whole point of the shade room is like how to chronicle black American degradation. And that one woman who owns a shade room is profiting, but everybody else is down bad. Vlad TV is actually owned by a white guy, but he's like chronicling all the awful shit that happens in like black American culture. Um so here's the honest truth is if you are a black conservative middle class person, you are probably not on the internet or your business ain't out in the streets. So the whole point is like being an influencer, it's to have like your public life. This is why like a lot of the celebrities, like when you really think about it, like Lori Harvey has to be boring as fuck because if she wasn't, she would be JT. And like I mean, JT was Tory Lanez, right? She was like putting out raps from prison. She got like convicted on tax on fraud or something. She did jail time. Just like a very street urban girl. And that that experience is out here. That experience is real. We know what that looks like. There's a million movies about it. But this is why, like, we have to have some creators that are just like regular black girls who are doing shit. Like, we need Kelly Stamps to just be out here being like a public, regular black girl. So we also need Emma Chamberlain at this point to be a regular white girl so that we just have like something. Otherwise, it's complete chaos. Because the other shit that's going on, okay, on the TikToks and Instagram of some of y'all, like with the counterculture, is madness. Like the street gangs got y'all all fucked up. Like it's absolute madness out here, and especially it's so sad because in terms of like black people, people of other races and other places, they just don't have like any context clues at all. So I'm really happy with the kind of like black YouTuber video essay space that's growing, and it does feel like there's some, you know, Gen Z. Also, there's some Gen Zers who have like caught on to like video essays and are producing them and are supporting each other. I think any black girls that you see who are making video essays are probably on the right side of history just because like they're thinking critically. Be wary of the black girl TikTokers though, because I've been saying this for so long. And even really the black like influencers, whatever you guys think that this is, the wealth gap in this country is just real. So what, like, if go look at the data, right? Like look at the data and look at the Instagram accounts. The math ain't mathin'. Like black people don't have that much money in this country. So like unless like people are making YouTube videos that are like, I'm eating top ramen every night and I have food stamps and this is my section 8 apartment and like there's Pookie outside drinking a 40, like unless the video is like that, which is like probably what their lives kind of like look like, they're just crafting some narrative that could make it palatable for the internet for you. And there's a lot of crafty shit that you could do if you actually go listen to, like, even when Kelly Sams first started, right? She was making videos in like her bathroom in like her house with her family, I believe, and just like moved all the shit out of the way so it looked like a very clean space. Like there's a lot, perception can do a lot for you. I've tried to make this channel as much reality based as possible. This is why I don't really edit. Okay, I just be like, this is what it is. This is what it is. This is it. Okay. Um, because we need a version of that too. We just need like a version of that. Ooh, I swear, like it just. I don't know. I don't. I don't even. Oh, but let's go back. So this is the conversation about like black people, well, the black YouTube creators, like, then who's their audience? It's actually like so people who are trying to, like, let's say you live in a community, like you live in a white community, but you like maybe like some sort of like television show, like this is a very common one, everyone hates Chris. That's actually a this TV show that's so relatable to a lot of people, right? Being lower middle class is a real thing. It's still middle class, like you. So all the regular shit about America, about living in the developed world, is there. And Chris has a personality, a family, a mom, a dad, you know, like siblings. He lives in an apartment, like all the regular shit that like would happen just being alive is there. So the show is relatable, but what about in real life, right? Like, why you've got to, like, you, if you're white, and especially if you're middle class, like if you're a person who's consuming a lot of your content from YouTube, then you're probably in the middle class somewhere. And like, you probably want to find some like black creators. You just want somebody who's talking about something that's like either relatable or just so different from you. Like a lot of the people who follow my content actually are from, now we have more South African people. I've been trying to like find the like actual black African vloggers for a while because I just like commenting. I like just seeing how their life is different than mine. Like our lives are different. Our context is different. Now the weird thing, and I'll talk about this in another video, is I just get so frustrated when people try to come over and then be like, yes, our experiences are different, are the same. All of a sudden they come over and they're like American, and it's like, girl, we've been here. We know. But I will say, like, the black girlies, I think that they don't support each other because they think that, like, they think there can only be one, which is like this very strange thing. Like people, and to an extent, I feel like media has like pitted us against each other in this way. We're like, oh, if Yara Shahidi gets something, then what will the dark skinned girls get? If this girl gets this, then what will the light skinned girl get? If this girl gets this, then what will she get? Blah 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 blah. And now nobody gets shit, right? Like somebody's gotta tell a story. So thank God for Issa Rae for just keeping the fucking camera rolling. And thank God for Kelly Stamps for just fucking keeping the camera rolling. And as long as I got a camera, I will keep the camera rolling. Because somebody's got to keep, the story keeps going. Like T Swizzle and Beyonce are going to hold that top spot for the next century. And every bitch can be mad. Like nobody's coming for the throne. They have it and they're going to keep it. And there's nothing you can ever do to stop it. Her and Kendall and Kylie would be on the other side with, not the throne, but we'll call it like the rocking chair. They got that and they're gonna hold that shit too. Like nobody's giving up their place, okay? Like everybody, and you can just be where you are and have your perspective. Like live out your life. Remember when Rihanna made that song? She was like, just live your life for real. Do that. Like there is shit going on in your life. Now, another thing that I think is very strange, and I think it's one of the reasons that we don't get this like supportive feeling. If you haven't noticed, there's this trend of kind of like the how do you say it? The down bad black girl who comes to YouTube to sort of try to like figure her shit out. Remember that one black girl? She was like a model and everything, and she got pregnant by a guy, and she's like thinking about aborting it, but then she's like, I'm gonna keep the baby, but my boyfriend left me. Like, so her black boyfriend like leaves her, and now she's like, but I'm gonna have a community. I don't have any family, but I'm gonna make a community out of YouTube. And that's actually the truth, because like she literally did make a community out of TikTok, which is probably a whole bunch of people who are not black, because like I don't know, other people who are not black do seem to have like morals and ethics and like care about life. For some reason in the black community, it's like, yeah, don't be your real self and have like your real name and have your real opinions about real life, because you might get canceled. Well, guess what, honey? You're like already canceled. Like you already have like all these strikes against you. So you might as well just live out your truth and whatever your opinions are. And also just realize, like, you can't pretend to be somebody else. Like, it does feel like there's this idea of, like, oh, whatever social media is, do the hot thing, and then you'll get the hot ticket, and you can be her. You could tell somebody else's story online. The thing about it is like we live in a society, meaning like when something happens, like other people around you know that it happens. Like the funny thing about me, and I know that you guys might not actually see this, if you're a actual black girl in the real, living in the real world, let me give you a pro tip, because I've been trying to say this. Like, I have white girls gunning for me. Like they, like my story, I can't like make it up. Like I just grew up in a community of like non-black people, and where I grew up with those people, and I don't think that they're rooting for me in a way that like they are like my supporters and like, oh, lifelong friends. But I definitely know that they watch my videos. I definitely know that when I say stuff and when things happen and I share them here on this platform, they go and talk to their family members about it. Like my story comes up over dinner. The community cares. Like the black community is the only community that doesn't actually give a shit about like when things happen and shit goes bad and no one ever does anything. So that's how, P Diddy can get away for a whole century with just like rape, murder, all type of shit, and everyone just keeps buying his songs. Love, no, Diddy, no. Anyway, so yeah, I think that I don't have to watch the video to know that that creator is probably right. I also saw another video. I'll just put it in the description box. It was like a black creator who made a video about like problems in the black community, and then he talked about them like one by one. I was gonna remake that video, and I will remake that video, but I'm just gonna let you guys know that I will be remaking that video. I have some time on Wednesday, so I'll probably do it then. Um, but the point to this is that also I saw that FD Signifier kind of did a version of this. Oh, like I don't make content for black content creators don't consume my content. And I think another thing about like him and Khadijah and like Fab Socialism, and I think T Noir to an extent too, there are some black girls in the real world, right, who are like in college, wherever you are. Like I'm in Nashville right now. There's a couple of schools like Vanderbilt. I always see like the Vandy student black girls who come into my restaurant. I see them, I know them, they're cool. Or like Belmont. Like everybody thinks that I'm a Vanderbilt student. I didn't go to Vanderbilt. I went to Davis. That's in California. It's in another college town. But like, oh my gosh, like people think that like it feels normal because everyone around you is also an academic. Everyone around you is also like talking about things, and so you're in an echo chamber. What you don't realize is that like the sheer number of like black girls, black boys, black youth who are over there listening to Krishan and Blueface, and they're dancing to the trap music and Sexy Red. Did you guys see the groups of 5-year-old black kids who are like literally know the words to Pound Town? Like that's insane. That's real. Like that's what most of the black community looks like. So if you have any story that's even remotely different from that story, and I make so many videos on this channel that are about so many topics. If you're a black American girl specifically and you've seen one of my videos, or even if you have like a black daughter, because like some of you guys keep commenting on my videos and being like, oh well, I have a black daughter. Well, sir, here's what I will tell you. Like this society is not kind, and sometimes you feel like telling her to shut the fuck up and like telling her to be polite is going to help her. It isn't going to help her, because like suppressing her feelings and having these like unpopular opinions, which you will have those as a black girl. You need to find a way to express them in a respectful way, but you have to express them. And the only way to really build community is by actually chatting about the issues. So like I would highly recommend, like if I was trying to mentor a young girl anywhere between like ages 6 to just not dead, I would have her start with like Amanda Mariana. Just watch like all of her videos. I think that Kai's videos are also good. Kiana Naomi's videos, her earlier ones, are good. I think she took a lot of those off. I think the T Noir's videos are just pouring too much into like media and sexuality. I think that Khadijah's videos are just a little bit too much in depth for like youth to understand. A big part of being like an adolescent girl is just to not really understand the political part yet, but talk about the small social interactions that you're having now. So even like Kelly Sam's content, even though it's like pure and it's not X rated, it's just not at the appropriate age level for like younger like female kids. So there's not really any young kids who are occupying. There's probably like some young kids who are occupying the space on like YouTube Kids, maybe. I don't know. I don't obviously I don't trot in that lane. But also I do know that there's like a real absence of like black content creators who are just like vloggers. Like where are the black Emma Chamberlains? Because all of the black girlies you see on here are making video essays that they script and practice over and over and over and over. But who's just talking off the whim? Who's just coming on and talking? I mean, I am, but like I'm only one person. Some people are. There are some people. I see like the older women doing it, like 50-year-olds, but then they go on for like 50 minutes, 75 minutes. You be like, girl, I ain't got that much time. I know you retired, but damn, I am not watching your 3-hour stream because I don't give a shit enough. I do appreciate what Carisha Please is doing, right, with the podcast, but then it's not relatable still because, like, there's like the whatever podcast with those girls, but it's about relationships and sex. Like, who's just talking about just being alive? Just being alive. That's it. Just going out, getting a dinner, just, going outside. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that.